Now, the game mode for me in 2K that always gets the most play is Universe. It is, if anybody who knows me knows that I love me some Universe mode. So in this video, we're going to talk a lot about Universe. We're going to talk about going through the setup, but mostly we're going to talk about the new rivalry system that exists inside of Universe mode. So let's get to the nuts and bolts of setup. Like in 2K22, making its return is Superstar mode, or you can choose a classic sandbox mode. For me personally, didn't get a lot of play out of Superstar mode. It's one person over the entire universe, and I want the whole shebang. So we're gonna set up what an entire classic mode universe looks like before we dive in to see just how to play with the new rivalry system. So anyone familiar with Universe knows that one of the beginning things that you do is that you set up your calendar, and as Xavier Woods is so happy to show us with the tutorial, you can set your calendar up much like you have in the years past with how you want it set up. You can set up your shows how you want. With each individual show, you can set as a major or a minor. With being able to change the match, the number of matches, to the match types, to the championships that are for that brand. For each major show, you can have anywhere between 3 and 9 matches for your major show, and then decide to, and then with the championships, you've got 7 slots between all the championships and the Money in the Bank or Money in the Bank briefcases that you want to add for there. And of course, you can edit the divisions inside of the screen as well. Of course, within that, you can also decide to edit the power rankings if you want to really get into the nuts and bolts. Of course, with each power ranking comes a stat boost. You can see that there. Top 1 of the power ranking gets 2 to the attributes. Top 2 and 3 get +1 attributes, and 4 and 5 get 0. Everybody else is just on the power rankings as well. You know, very simple, very standard stuff. And once again, at the end of the week, you can set up your PLEs. And by setting up your PLEs, you can determine one of any 3 host shows that take place in it, and your PLEs can have anywhere between 6 and 14 matches, depending on how big that you want the show to be at the end of the week, month, whatever you got. Of course, inside of Universe, you can set up major shows or minor shows. If you got a minor show, you can have some shows to be a host, like think of it like a house show. I think I even saw that there was a venue for that too. But your house shows can have anywhere between 3 and 9 matches, depending on how big you want that to be. So before we get into checking out the match card itself, you can actually from the menu check out the rivalry system, and so you can set up your rivalries from here. Determine who's in what rivalry and how to start it up. From there, you can see that there will be a new system called Momentum. So rivals will use Momentum as to basically move the story along inside of the rivalry. The momentum itself is used to spend on rivalry actions that you'll see leading up to PLE events. Now, if 2 rivals each have a rivalry action that they can do, then this is what in the game is labeled as a contested action. Inside of a contested action, if both rivals have one on the same match, then it'll choose one of the rivals' actions to fire off randomly. And if you want to try to move the needle in the direction of one rival over another, the person who has the higher momentum will have a higher chance of having their action take place, which will then give them a boost inside of the rivalry. Let's give you an in-game example of what I'm talking about here. So let's check out this rivalry between Cody Rhodes and Finn Balor. As you can see here, there is a bar between the 2 of them. That bar is their momentum bar. Is because this is the first week of the rivalry, each will have equal momentum. And you'll also notice that there is the action that each of them can take in the actions bar. Cody Rhodes has got an action, Finn Balor has got an action. And since both of them have an action and both of them are tied for momentum, the game will when you start the universe match card the game will decide randomly which one of those 2 actions that it'll take. In the rivalry, if you select the rivalry actions, you can notice that each rival has a separate action, and events are triggered by superstars who are only in a rivalry. You can't do things like this if it's 2 people who aren't listed as being inside of a rivalry. Rival actions can change the match type. They can change who takes place in the match. They can add advantages for superstars who executes the rivalry action, or disadvantage the superstar who gets the action done against them. There are, in universe mode, over 100 different rivalry actions that can trigger, or that can be triggered by the AI on their own. Some rivalry actions have to have a condition that need to be met in order to like fire off, such as like they've got to have a certain amount of intensity or momentum. The rivals have got to either be friends or they got to be enemies, or if one's a champion and one's trying to chase a champion, for some example. So you can get a sense of what you can do inside universe. Here are a bunch of the rivalry actions, and I'm not even going to select all of them because once again it's about 100. But here's most of them, so you can see just what you can do inside of a rivalry. If you're finding that paying attention to like the momentum and the cost of an action, it feels a little too limiting for you, there is a way for you to toggle that off. If you hit the toggle button and toggle on free mode, then it ignores momentum cost for rivalry actions. There are still some things that that have to be met in order for certain actions to occur. Like somebody's got to be a champ, or two people have got to be tag team partners, and you want to split them up, or two people want to be enemies and you want to make them be a tag team, something like that. There's still some actions that require like a qualifier, but free mode gives you a lot more control, which is ultimately what we want, over what happens inside of the rivalries. So let's run it back through Cody and Finn's rivalry. Now, you remember that both of them had an action, so when you go to start the match against Cody and Finn, you can see that the rivalry action is going to pop up since they both have a contested action, and then the game is going to randomly pick one to win. Bam! All of a sudden, we know that Finn Balor is going to trigger his post-match cheap shot. So the match will play out as it should. So we'll watch the beginning of the match, and then we'll see just what Finn does to get the upper hand in his rivalry over Cody Rhodes.
Here comes Finn Balor. A man who has truly embraced his darkness and has seen success as a result.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring, representing the Judgment Day. From Bray, County Wicklow, Ireland, weighing in at 190 pounds, Finn Balor!
The Prince has arrived and is more lethal than ever.
Hey, a sense of pure animosity to him.
Well, it's just the fact that Finn Balor's finally been able to free himself of any limitations WWE or the WWE fans have placed upon him.
Yeah, well, I guess freeing himself of said limitations also translates into turning his back on the entire WWE universe.
Boo-hoo, Byron. The results speak for themselves.
I do not envy the task at hand for this superstar. You are facing a man with all the momentum in the world in Cody Rhodes.
The son of a dream looking to realize his destiny in WWE.
And his opponent from Atlanta, Georgia, weighing in at 220 pounds, the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes.
From undesirable to undeniable, the prodigal son is back in WWE.
And he is set to make up for lost time in a major way.
No time to panic. You have to maintain focus on the sinister Finn Balor to have any chance in this match.
If you've got nervous butterflies, get rid of them now.
Starting off with Cody Rhodes, truly one of the most passionate superstars.
Undeniable right now. Now they're looking for lift.
Balor could take this one.
And here at the end of the match, we see Finn do exactly what he said he was going to do. He wanted to attack Cody Rhodes after the match. So he was attacking Cody Rhodes after the match. And from here, Finn will gain a little bit of momentum that he can use to spend in future weeks for future, more advanced rivalry actions inside of the rivalry between himself and Cody Rhodes. So that is a quick and dirty overview of how the rivalry system is going to work inside of Universe. Let me know what you guys think. Do you feel that you guys are going to be using that a lot? I personally think it adds a little bit of fun to Universe. Adds in a bit of a game within a game that you're kind of playing against the AI. Could make for some interesting stuff. And the fact that we're able to control with at least more regularity with like what cutscenes and how rivalries flesh out makes it so that there's a little bit more fun for the storytelling aspect of it. Either way, let me know in the comments. I appreciate you guys for checking out this video, and we'll see you in the next one.